Hello everyone, this is Gowri. I am working as an assistant professor of English in Theivanai College for Women, Villupuram. So in today's session, we are going to see about the Age of Chaucer. In it, we are going to see about a comprehensive study of Chaucer's impact on English literature and language. The Age of Chaucer refers to the late 14th century, which is a time of profound change in English literature. The period is also considered as a turning point in the rise of English language as a respected literary language. It witnessed the emergence of socially relevant themes, diverse characters, and new narrative forms. This period is also named after Geoffrey Chaucer, who is the most prominent figure of his age. Chaucer's contributions helped to shape the direction of English literature, and he influenced the next generation writers also. Next, we are going to see about the literary background of the age. The first major event that happened during this era was the Black Death, which killed a large portion of the population, and it also changed the structure of society. The decline of feudalism and the rise of the middle class led to a greater demand for literature in English. The next major event that happened during this period was the Peasant Revolt, which happened in the year 1381. It was led by Wat Tyler, and it also introduced the themes of justice, equality, and reform in literature. The church authorities were being questioned, and its corruption became a popular topic among the writers. Later, literature became a medium for writers through they can explore the moral, philosophical, and societal concerns. Next, we are going to see about the prominent writer of this age, Geoffrey Chaucer. His time period is 1342 1400. Chaucer was born around the year 1342 or 1343 in London into a good prosperous wine merchant family. Though he is from a merchant family, he got a good educational background and was fluent in the classical languages like Latin, French, and English. So next, Chaucer also held different positions throughout his age, including being a royal page, diplomat, soldier, and customs officer. He traveled across Europe and was exposed to the literary styles of Latin and French, which made him to read the works of the most famous writers of this age, Dante, Boccaccio, and Petrarch. They were classical writers, and through their writings, Chaucer got inspiration to write about the societal concerns in his work. He also started experiencing with the lifestyle of both the nobility and common peoples, which gave him a deep understanding of society, and it also reflected in his writing. Later, Chaucer's career in public service allowed him to absorb various aspects of medieval life, which enriched his writing. Next, we are going to see about the major works of Geoffrey Chaucer. The first prominent work of Chaucer is the Canterbury Tales. It is a collection of short stories and was told in the perspective of pilgrims who are traveling to visit the shrine of Saint Thomas Becket in Canterbury. Chaucer actually intended to wrote nearly 120 stories, but he ended up only writing 24 stories. So this work is a vivid portrayal of medieval English society by including characters from different social classes and professions. For example, we can take the prioress, the merchant character, monk, pardoner. These are the characters are from the noble class, and for poor class we have parson and the clerk characters. Next, each tale from this collection reflects the storyteller's personality and values, which showcases the Chaucer's skill in characterization and satire. Next, we are going to see the other major works written by Chaucer. The first one is Troilus and Cresside. It is a tragic love story set during Trojan War. The second work, The Book of the Duchess, it is an elegy written for the death of the Blanche of Lancaster, who is the wife of John of Gaunt. John of Gaunt is actually the patron of Chaucer. The third work is The House of Fame and The Parliament of Fools. These two works are examples of dream visions written by Geoffrey Chaucer. We can categorize Chaucer's work into three major writings. First is his French works, which include the Romance of the Rose and the Book of the Duchess. In the Italian category, we have Troilus and Cresside, The House of Fame and The Legend of Good Women. The third category, English, we have the famous Canterbury Tales in it. These works also made a huge contribution to English literature, and it is also a foundational reason to call Chaucer as the father of English literature. And John Dryden is the first person to call Geoffrey Chaucer as the father of English literature. Next, we are going to see about the Chaucer's literary style and contributions. Chaucer is known for his mastery of storytelling, his use of humor, irony, and deep human insight. Next, he employed various poetical forms including rhyme royal and iambic pentameter in his works. He actually introduced rhyme royal in his work, The Legend of Good Women. His writing style was accessible, engaging, and he often used the vernacular speech used by the commoners of his age. Chaucer was the first writer who focused on more realistic, flawed characters and allowed his readers to connect with their experiences in real life also. His successfully blending elements of comedy, tragedy, and moral reflections in his narratives got an attention from the common people towards him. His works also marked a shift between religious dominated text and to a more human-centered storytelling. This is the history of English language. So in this we can see about how English language was evolved from being only a commoner language to a popularly used literature type. So this is the development of the English language. So in this we are going to see about how the English language was developed from the writings of the age. Before Chaucer's time, the academicians and writers commonly used Latin and French for writing their works. They also considered this language as the language of the elite and mostly used it for academic purposes, education, literature, and administrative fields. So next, English was merely seen as the language of the commoners, and it was rarely used in literature side. So this was tremendously changed during the 14th century, and English began to evolve into Middle English, which was highly influenced by the loan words taken from the vocabulary of French and Latin. Grammar and sentence structures were also simplified and standardized according to the needs of the commoners of this age. Chaucer played a significant role in this transformation by writing more sophisticated literary works in English rather than writing those works in classical languages like Latin or French. His success established English language as a legitimate language which a writer can use to show his artistic expression or intellectual values to the readers. Next, we are going to see about the language features in Chaucer's writing. So Chaucer actually reflected the changing nature of the English languages majorly in his work. His usage of like dialects, idioms, and expressions captured the richness of the spoken vernacular language of his age. Later, his text showed an early form of London English, which later became the basis for modern English transformation. Chaucer's innovative use of English demonstrated that this English language, was actually a language which is so much capable for expressing complex ideas and emotions to even a commoner. Next, his words included rhythmic and musical qualities, contributing to the major transformation in poetic tradition in English. Later, through his writings, Chaucer helped to gap the bridge between oral storytelling and written literature. So, these are the other major writers of this period. Next, we are going to see about the other major writers of this period. So, the first one is John Gowri. So, he is a friend and contemporary of Chaucer. He is known for his work Confessio Mantis, Speculum Meditantis, and Vox Clamantis. His work majorly explored the themes of morality, love, and human behavior. The writers of this period are William Langland. So, his period is 1332 to 1386. He is famous for his work Piers Plowman. It is actually an allegorical poem that questioned the corruptions made in church and also the injustice happened to the Chaucer era people. His works is actually considered as the earliest examples of English literary allegory. The third poet we are going to see is the Pearl poet. He is commonly known as the Gawain poet because of his famous work Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. This work is actually a blending of both Christian themes with Arthurian legend, and his works strongly displayed the narrative structure, poetic form, and symbolisms. The other minor writers that comes in this age are Sir John Mandeville, Sir John Wycliffe, and Sir Thomas Mallory. So, Sir John Wycliffe is famous for his contribution to Bible translation, and Sir Thomas Mallory is known for his work Mortuary Author. Next, we are going to see about the literary themes of this age. As this period saw a tremendous change in language and both language and literature, there was also a change in the themes used by the writers. This period initiated a transition from medieval to in early Renaissance literature, and these are the fine examples of themes which writers commonly used in this era. First one is the social critic. It exposed the flaws of the church, nobility, and judicial systems. Next, the morality and virtue. It examined the importance of being honesty, humility, and justice. The third one, human nature. It explored the themes of greed, love, deception, and personal ambition. Lastly, we have religious questioning, allegory, and symbolism. And also, the writers moved away from writing only with the themes of purely religious themes to more connected themes like everyday human experiences. They started to realize that how the commoners also wanted to learn something new, and also because of this the English language was tremendously changed according to the needs of the commoners, only to make them read the writer's work. So, the lasting influence of the age. The age of Chaucer was a big. The age of Chaucer laid the foundation. Lastly, the lasting influence of this age. The age of Chaucer laid the foundation for the English literary tradition, and it also encouraged the upcoming generation writers to adopt this language to reflect their creative expressions. The themes introduced during this period was repeatedly reappeared in later literary movements, particularly in Renaissance. The third, Chaucer's influenced writers such as William Shakespeare, Edmund Spenser, John Milton, and the others. His work mostly focused on the character-driven storytelling, and societal observations which was still relevant today. Lastly, Chaucer is remembered as the beginning of modern English literature. So this is the end of the session. I hope you people will get an overview of this age and also an idea about what Age of Chaucer contains. Okay. Thank you for this wonderful session. And if there is any questions or queries, leave it in the comment section. Thank you.